Hi guys, welcome back to Random Thoughts. I am the D Marie, and I thought we'd end this dating series with talking to some of my married friends and ask them questions like, why did you get married?
I think just kind of to make it official, since we did things backwards, I think it was just time, and it felt right.
Somebody had to pay rent.
Because it was 7 years of dating, and it was time.
No, the real reason is we had a decision to make because I was going into NC State, and I told her that I didn't want to get married until after college, but that was going to be another at least 2 years, possibly 3 years. So we pretty much had to make a decision then, or I risked probably losing her actually. So I made the step forward to get married.
You made a smart choice.
Because he's going to answer that question.
I decided to get married because I couldn't see myself going through life without her.
I believe in the system of unity and being able to have each other's back and to be able to speak for one another when the other cannot. If it's just a casual dating or something and something happened to my husband, probably wouldn't even be allowed in the hospital with him. Certainly couldn't sign any papers for him. Certainly couldn't speak for him. You know, it's just because of society, what is norm in society or what we have to work with. I think marriage is important, you know, if you want to be with someone for the rest of your life.
Because I don't know, I feel like it solidifies things. I feel like a lot of people can make it without marriage, and there's a lot of people that do. But I feel like for me personally, it's a gift that God has given. I don't know, it just, the title, it makes, when you're fighting, it's kind of like a wall. Without that title, if you're fighting, it kind of just makes it easy to walk away. But when you're married, you have this wall in front of you, and so it's like you're walking away, and you're like, well, I don't want to be with you anymore, and you're fighting, and then you hit this wall, and you're like, wait, we're married. And so then you have to think, okay, is it worth really going up this wall? Do I really want to break up this solidified structure? Is it worth that? Something that, I don't know. It just carries so much importance to me, and it'll be different for everyone, but for me, marriage is something that isn't to be taken lightly.
And what is one of the biggest challenges in your marriage that you're willing to share?
Merging families.
Yeah, I agree with that.
What was challenging about it?
Living 8 minutes away from my in-laws.
No, he was raised completely different how I was raised. Just in different scenarios, but we just handle things differently because we were raised differently, and so it makes it a little tough sometimes.
Biggest challenge? Probably the biggest challenge would be me listening more. It's a challenge because I'm always a leader and very independent, and so when you marry, you have to share the power of the house and let him lead. So that's my challenge.
What are one of the proudest moments in your marriage you're willing to share?
I would say probably our wedding, the big one that he forced me into.
So you had 2 weddings?
Yeah, we had 2. I'm glad we did the second one after all, because it just wasn't my style, the princess thing. But then after I did it and how, people came together for that day and supported us and walked down the aisle with us, that was something I never experienced before. So that was a proud moment.
Probably like buying our own house and like moving away from all of our crutches, like his family, my family. Well, not all of his family since his sister was in our same neighborhood, but you know, like taking a step out by moving all the way across the country and kind of like being on our own and buying something that is ours.
I think distance. Either if it's work-wise or us traveling on vacation out of the country. Us being able to work with our relationship being so distant. We've been distant for a couple weeks. I think 3 weeks has been the most that we've been distant with, and we actually were able to cope really well with it.
Finally, give the best marriage tip or advice you've ever gotten or given.
Best marriage advice I ever gotten was on our honeymoon. I went to the bar to have a drink by myself because Lane was pregnant, and I just went to the bar at the resort just to chill, and this older guy was next to me. He was like, he'd been married for like 40, 50 years, and he's like, I didn't tell him I just got married. He was like, you just got married, didn't you? I was like, yeah, how you know? He was like, well, let me just give you this advice. Never argue over money.
And I want to thank that guy because when I order my Amazon packages and everything, I don't have any problems. I just, your packages here, thank you. You know, that's some great advice.
Does it mean that I have to follow the tip? Like I think a really good marriage tip that I've heard but not necessarily follow is to never go to bed angry. Like I definitely go to bed angry, but I think that it's like if I could not, then it's a good thing to follow.
Don't be too proud to apologize.
She has been proud often.
Well,
How many times have you apologized to me?
you apologize more than I apologize. I'll give you that. But I do apologize. Maybe you're just wrong more than me.
Remember like 2 times.
Maybe you just need to apologize more than me.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Best marriage tip I would give is that it is 2 independent individuals, and you gotta like who you are before you try to combine yourself with some other individual. And then you have to like that individual for who they are and respect that space and not try to change people, but find how you both can live together happily.
Communication is key. You know, you guys, if I have an issue, I don't let it bottle up inside of me. I just we have an open line of communication, so we pretty much talk about everything that we have going on. So everything's out in the open. That way nothing festers and builds up.
I would say make your relationship about each other, not about what other people think about you guys. Like, for example, the relationship, it's about you and him, not what your mom thinks or what your mother-in-law thinks or what your sister thinks or your best friend thinks. Because at the end of the day, it's you two who end up working things out or suffer the consequences.
Guys, thank you to all my friends that were in this video. I hope you guys really liked it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll check you on the next one.
Let's say this. I made my goals known. This is why I date, is to see if this is the person I want to marry. So he definitely was the one to propose, but he had to understand, you know, I'm not somebody who just like to date or live with somebody. So he had to propose.
I proposed to her.
Tell the story. It's a sweet story.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
So her favorite thing was the circus. Came to PNC every year. I had a friend of mine who was a clown in the Ringling Brothers Circus. So I connected with her, and she set up a whole
Skit thing.
skit with the clowns. Right before the circus started, we were down there in the middle, and
The pre-show.
Lindsay, who's another clown, she called me up in front of the crowd, and she was trying to show off in front of me, and then had me show off in front of her, and she liked me, so she wanted to come give me a hug, but I said no, there's somebody else. And I called Dawn out in the front of everybody. There had to have been 200 plus.
Probably, yeah.
200 plus people. And now that we look back at the video, it looked like I talked to her for like 5 hours trying to propose. But got down on one knee in front of everybody, and thankfully she said yes.